YouTube, back again with another video. And today, in this video, we're going to do a Google Docs tutorial. And this Google Docs tutorial is going to be at the beginner's level. Before we get into the demonstration, we're going to do a quick overview of what is Google Docs, which you'll learn in the beginner guide as well, and then we'll head down into the demonstration. What is Google Docs? Google Docs is a web-based word processor that was made in 2006, March 9th of 2006 to be exact, where you can create and edit text documents, as well as they have various templates for you to use. Can be shared with others and can be edited and see in line updates. And the only requirement that you'll need to make a Google Docs is to have a Google account. And what you'll learn in this beginner's guide is how to set the title, formatting options in terms of font size, and how to bold, italic, and underline those fonts, being able to change the text colors, highlighting, indents, align, how to fix spelling errors, and how to do undos, and also be able how to set a word count, header footer format, and lastly, how to insert a link, and also how to print out that Google Doc. With that being said, let's get started. Before we get into our Google Docs, we're first going to have to be able to create one. And if you have a Google account, you will first go under Google Drive. And if you see on your top left underneath the Drive symbol logo, you will see New. And then when you click on New, it'll give you the options of Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Formats, and more. And what we'll need is Google Docs. And before we open it, you see if this right arrow here, it'll say either to make either a blank document or from a template. We're going to click a blank document, but before we do that, I want to just show you some of the templates that they offer here. And here's some of the templates where they have a variety of choices, as in for resumes, letters, project proposals, brochures, business letters, and etc. You could research this on your own time, but as of right now, we're going to make a blank document. We have our Google Docs open and ready. What we'll first need to do is add some writing onto our digital paper. So I'm going to type here, "This is my first Google Doc," and then we need to title this paper. So what we'll do is on the top left where it says untitled document, we're gonna click here, and then it will be named "This is my first Google Docs," since this is what the first thing that we wrote on the page. And we'll start doing some formatting on here. So what we'll do is, if we want to change this into a different font, we'll click here under here, and then they'll have a variety of choices of different fonts that we can choose from. So let's pick Time New Numeral, and then we'll change the doc here. If we want to make it bigger, we will click over here where it says font size, and let's make our title now, let's say 30. And now we have changed our font size to 30 font, Time New Numeral, and also they'll give us 3 options beside on the right of font size, where it'll say bold. So if we can click on here or push Control B, and this will now make the text bold. And then to unbold it, you can also Control B or click there, and then italics. And if you want to just underline, you can click Control U or just underline. Now next, we'll do the text color. So if you don't want your text color to be black, you can click here, and we will click change the title color, and we'll make it blue, for example. So now the text will be blue. Now if we want to highlight it as well, let's change you back to black. The highlight, we'll make it another color. So let's click, let's go purple. So this is now highlights the text. We'll switch back to you. We have our title. We also had to get some paragraphs here. And before we talk about the paragraphs, there's one thing that we haven't got done yet. And since this is my first Google Doc, is our title, we need to learn how to align it. So we're going to highlight this text here, and then you'll see right here where it says align, we're going to indent it to center line and then send it here. You have the option as well to also, if you want to, move it to the right or justify. For now, we're going to put it back to center. And we're going to do some indents. And at the moment, let's do it with this first paragraph here. So we'll increase indent right here. And then it'll increase the indent. And then if you want to decrease it or put it back, just decrease it. And we'll scroll through our paragraph again. And if you notice, right about here, underneath here, this is spelled incorrectly. This is supposed to be refused. So what we'll do is that we'll highlight it, and then we'll right click on here, and it'll say, do you mean refuse? And then we'll click here, and then voila, the spelling error has been corrected. And next we'll do word count. So what we'll do is underneath tools, we're gonna click here, and then it'll be the second underneath where it says word count. And now when we click on word count, it'll show us like the page count, how many words, and the characters, and whatnot. And then we'll press OK, and then it'll give us the word count. So we know there's 233 words. So anybody who needs a requirement of 500 to 1,000 words by Monday morning will understand. Now moving on. We need a header and footer format. So we'll go underneath format, and then we'll go by header and footer. And then after, it'll show us the margin of header 0.5, 0.5. And after, you can either lay it out just differently for the first page or every other page between the odd and even. So we'll just leave it as is, just apply it. And then lastly, we're going to show you how to insert a link, and then the printing process. So if you want to insert a link, let's say we want to put a link at the bottom here. We're going to go and press Control K, or the other option is go to underneath insert, and we'll go to link. So we can put a text here, so we'll hyperlink it. So we'll say a link, and then we'll paste here, and then we'll press apply, and then now it'll say a link. And when you scroll over it or click above it, it will give us a link, and it gives a link to the Holo Software YouTube channel. And lastly, what we'll now do is do the printing. And then we'll go underneath files and go all the way, scroll all the way to the bottom and click print. And then it'll ask you what printer you want to print from, how many copies, the odd page is even. It asks you the colors between color and or black and white, which will leave that in black and white. And then it'll also ask you if you want to print on one side or on both sides, as we're not going to need to print it, but then you press print once you need it. And with that being said, this is all for the Google Docs tutorial at the beginner level, and thank you for watching.